Hi, thanks for stopping by to have a look at my video. I'm Yvonne from Pre Designs. Today I'm going to show you a nice easy card to make using some of the Designer Series paper, which is free in our Celebrations catalogue for this year, which starts on the 4th of January through to the 29th of February. I'll be using this bird paper. It's called Flight and Airy. Not a paper that I would normally choose because I'm not really a bird person, but the backs and the back or the reverse side of the pages that have all the birds on them are beautiful and can be used in lots of different ways. So that was my challenge, was to use this paper in a way different than hopefully others would think. I've used most of this sheet in another card, which I will do another video on. But again, it's got lots of nice little leaf details and little birds. And then these are your other choices in the paper. And then these are the backs of them. So the backs for me actually appealed more than the fronts with the little birds on them. But of course, there's lots to choose. Some people will discard this paper straight away because it's got the birds, but I love all of these patterns on the paper. But great paper, you get it for free when you choose to order $90 in product. I'm also going to be using, oops, I forgot that one. I'm also going to be using the embossing folder, which is this one, which comes with a stamp set. Now, you have to spend $180 to get this, but that's very easy in our Stampin' Up! Catalogues. This is the Softly Sophisticated stamp set and coordinating embossing folder. So that's in the back of the Celebrations catalogue. Now you can earn Celebrations items by ordering from our January to April mini catalogue and or our annual catalogue, which is the May to April 2024 catalogue. So I'm using a combination of products from the Celebrations and the annual catalogue. So let's get started. So I've chosen just a basic white thick cardstock. It's half of an A4 sheet in portrait orientation, which is 10.5 centimetres. Then my mat for that is 9.5 centimetres by 13.8 centimetres. And then I've already run it through my Softly Sophisticated embossing folder to give me that nice little finish and detailed texture on my paper. Then I've cut 3 pieces of my Designer Series paper. This one is, now I've actually cut the paper in inches, which is unlike me, but let me just look at my inches on my glass mat, which is underneath. That is 1 inch. Then I've got 1.5 inches, and then I've got 2 inches. Or if you're a centimetres person, it is 5 centimetres by, let's say 4 centimetres by 2.8 centimetres. So I've cut all of these just in those 1/2 inch gradients, and then I'm actually going to banner snip the base of them. So I want them to be nice and even. I'm going to snip all 3 at the same time, nice and straight, nice and even at the bottom. And this is an easy way to do a little banner snip on your paper. I've roughly got the middle. I could measure if I needed to or felt the need to. I've cut up the middle, and then I'm going to cut from corner to corner. I need to adjust that tiny little bit because I went over. And then get rid of those bits. I have my little banner punch, or banner ends, not banner punch, because I've paper snipped it. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the glass mat underneath. Now, this is a free Celebrations item. When you sign up as a demonstrator, I would love to have you on my team if you're in Australia. I'm actually in Perth, Western Australia. This is a free item. When you sign up, you choose $235 in products of your choice, pay $169, but get this as a bonus, as well as the cleaning cloth, as well as a silicone palette to use in any creative way, or as a base for mixing and all sorts of things. So this is a great mat, but I do get reflection in my video, so I do need to cover it with a piece of grid paper. So let's get putting these on your base. Now, I'm just going to use a little bit of Tombow glue, and as you can see, they are actually too tall from my mat, but I'm going to put the glue on the back. I only need a little bit. I'm going to put it in, first one in place, which is my biggest one, roughly down about a half a centimetre, 3/4 of a centimetre off the bottom. The next piece, you can see that I don't use a lot of glue, but that will be more than enough to hold my piece in place. I'm just going to line this up with my grid paper so that I know I have it roughly straight. And I'm just changing the height of these, going up on each one. I need the glue to come out. Oh, come on, glue, be nice. Okay. So no science to the way I'm doing this. I haven't measured, I've just snipped off the bottom to give that nice little arrow finish or banner finish. Then I'm going to flip those over and I'm going to snip them off in line with the top of the card. And I can use those bits because they don't have lots of glue on the back for something else. All right, so that is my base of my card so far. I'm going to flip that over and I'm going to add the mat to my card base. Might help if I flipped it over. And I'm going to adhere it with mini dimensionals. Usually I would only use 4 or 5 of these, but because I've got an embossed piece of card, I'm actually going to add a few extras. Don't need that one there, so I'll take that off, put that in the middle, just because my card has warped a little bit because of the texture that the embossing folder puts in. So I've added a few extras than I would normally do, but you put as many or as few as you like, depending on how comfortable you are with the products you've got. Stampin' Up! Dimensionals are brilliant. They are very, very adhesive. You'll know that if you've made a mistake and had to move one. But really easy to work with. And as you can see, I like to use take my pick tool with a pointy end to take the papers off. Now on this particular card, I have used a nice big border, 1/4 centimetre all the way around. And that is the base of my card so far. So very pretty and to me, it's very elegant. Then I've gone ahead and already die cut some of my pieces. So this is your tailored tag. And I've stamped the happy birthday with the go-to greetings. I've just popped a little bit of, I think it's basic twine, basic baker's twine it is, through there. And then I've used my bow punch to punch out both of the images or details in garden green. And then I've actually embossed. So you can use any embossing folder, but I've just embossed it to give it a little bit of texture. I'm going to pop that on the back of my tag. And then my bird is out of the Designer Series paper. I've pre-cut some of it so that you didn't have to watch me fussy cut all the way around. We don't have dies for these ones, but the bird's quite nice and easy to cut around. I like to leave a white border around my images because then it blends in nicely with the card base. And if you get a little bit too close to your image in some areas and it's not perfect border all the way around, you actually don't notice it. So I'm going to pop that on there. I'm going to start getting all my elements together. First of all, I'm going to pop some dimensionals on the back of my tag. Now, if you zoomed in, you will see that I've got writing on the back of my tag. That was to remind me what products I had used for my design. So that's more than enough dimensionals. Take those off. And then just pop my tag onto my card. I purposely put it on an angle because I'm not great at getting things perfectly straight unless I use my grid paper. I'm going to pop a couple of dimensionals on the top of the bird. So, sorry, I've probably put him, no, I've popped that in the wrong spot. So I'll just carefully lift that off. I'm going to put it on the back, but where the chest is and where the head is, so that I can then pop him on my tag, but he's going to sit flat on my tag, but then he's raised up on the card to match the tag. I haven't put any glue or anything here because I actually want to tuck my 2 little leaf pieces in and underneath. I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back of the bigger leaves because I want this to be popped up off the card and have some dimension as well. So paper's off and pop that in. I like to have dimension on my cards. And then for this one, I'm probably going to need, I want to pop him under his feet. So I'm actually going to pop a little bit of multi-purpose glue if it wants to come out. Oh, come on. Just on the stem. Now, if I put that straight on my card, all the glue, because I've got a good amount of glue on there, it's going to smush out the side and ooze and maybe stick the card in the wrong spot. If I touch that to my silicone mat, I've wiped off some of the glue, but I've still got enough there to hold my piece of paper on my card. I'm going to move that down a little bit because it does impede with that little tag. Okay, so that just gives the impression the bird is on the stem. I could pull it down a little bit more if I wanted. Actually, I quite like that, where it's just sitting on the stem. And that is my card finished. So really nice, really easy, simple little card using the, oops, get rid of that, using the Flight and Airy Designer Series paper, hopefully in a way a little bit different than most people will use, because most people I feel will use the bird side. But for my liking, I like the back side of the papers. Thanks for watching.